Today on the show, The Rock and Vin Diesel beef is real. Infinity War might be better than Star Wars, at least at the box office. It Too gets casting. Cannes and Netflix have a breakup, and we rank the top MCU trilogies. Let's get into it. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, enemies and friends, welcome to the show that never ends. You are tuned into On the Real, your weekly Walking Dead. No, it's not the weekly Walking Dead show. It is our where we keep you up to date in the world of TV and movies. I'm your host, Steve Johnson, and joining me today is my brother from the same mother, Mr. Johnson.
How y'all doing out there?
We can't all get it right. We can't all get it right. And the last best hope for the resistance.
Y'all be
Fun fact.
Hey, buddy. How are you?
Fun fact.
I'll tell you what a fun fact is. That's a nice T-shirt you got on.
Yeah,
Merch.
look at the merch. Look at the merch. Look at the
Lean
merch.
back. Stand up real quick. A little bit. Show
I'm
them a
not
little
standing up. No.
Just
Well, they
do like
They
this.
see it.
All right.
There we go.
See,
There we go. We
there
got to
we go.
get Vanna White in here. And thank
Right,
you, Miss
right, right.
Seymour, for watching us.
Hey,
so
hey,
soon.
hey.
Suddenly,
Oh
Seymour.
my God, this is not the
standing
Walking Dead
beside
show.
you.
It's
Just,
not.
no,
It's
no.
not. But why
Get
don't
your
you
shit
tell us
together,
about the fun
fam.
fact?
I was good. That was one. I had a fun fact that superseded, but that one took
That
it. But
is actually a fact that this is not
the Walking Dead
show.
review show.
Psych.
But fun fact, my niece's birthday was yesterday.
Hey, happy birthday.
She is 18. So,
18.
Yes. Doing big things.
All right.
Shout out to my niece.
All right. Well, with that, why
Yes.
don't we get into the news?
Alrighty.
So, starting things off,
Not Walking Dead.
not Walking Dead,
All right.
but
No Walking Dead.
it looks like The Rock and Vin Diesel beef is real. Now, according
Oh.
to a recent interview with The Rock, because you know he is the biggest movie star in the world right now,
That is
Fact.
fact.
he
Factory.
says that he
Facts
may
and
not
shit.
return to the next Fast 9 or whatever it is. He says he's focused on his spin-off movie with Hobbs, with him and Jason Statham,
Right.
which were probably the best two parts
Yeah.
about the last couple movies. So
Those
Come
are
on,
the ones who
man.
saved the
White tees
franchise.
don't get dirty, man.
I'm just all I'm saying is he says that the women on that cast are very professional, but some of the men there are some
Are some
candy
divas.
asses.
Not so
So-
much.
Yeah, and he says they had a face to face and they came to an understanding, and they
Don't like each other.
Yeah, they put the bad blood behind him, but then he said not really, not the bad blood, but they came to an understanding at least. So he's not.
He said, I
even
came
thinking
to
about the
understanding
next
that you are ass N-word.
So between Cry Reese
I like
and
what
now
you did there.
and now
You held
Vin
back.
Diesel,
You held back.
Try to rate
what's
it.
going
Right.
on over there? I thought it was all about family.
Man, it's all about The Rock. The Rock is the biggest thing in damn Hollywood right now.
Truly
Movies
is.
like that are supposed to flop is making $1 billion. Like, it's just they're like, yo, I'm the star of this shit. If y'all giving me a spinoff, then it's just gonna be the Hobbs series. That's it.
Right,
After the
right.
rest of y'all, because the rest of y'all, like they had to bring in The Rock to get people back into it. People
Hey,
weren't watching
Ashford,
it
what's
again
that?
because Vin Diesel was back.
Right.
It's because they brought The Rock in, and it's because they brought in Jason Statham.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And
The
that's
movies
what it
weren't.
was.
That is a fact. The movies weren't making billions of
No.
dollars until The Rock came on. Like, some could argue that the Fast and Furious series was headed to straight to Netflix releases.
It was done.
before The Rock. Think about it.
Well, no, I wouldn't go that far because
Man.
they did a good job with what was it, Fast 6 or whatever the hell it was.
Rock was in that.
No, he didn't come
Yep.
into 7, right? What
Nope,
did they
Rock
have?
been in
9,
the last
right?
3 of them. The last 3 Rock was in it.
Yep.
Whatever the one, Fast 5. All right, so Fast 5, when Michelle Rodriguez had jumped back on, or whatever the case may be, and they got the old cast, people were like, "Oh, okay, this is actually a decent movie."
No.
I'm not discrediting The Rock
Here's
and
the
his
thing.
involvement,
The Rock was
but
in
it
5, 6, 7, and 8. He wasn't in 4 when Vin Diesel came back.
Yeah.
Everything after
he wasn't
that,
in 5. He was in 5.
Pretty
He was
sure
in
he was
5.
in 5. Yeah.
All right, well, nonetheless, I mean, no, I agree with you guys that he's definitely like freaking film Viagra, as you would say.
Franchise Viagra.
Franchise Viagra. But Yo, man, look, The Rock. They already had beef for the last film. Actually, I think the last two, and it kind of really boiled over. But they were professional about it. And then this whole thing with Cry Reese happened, and
So,
that took
why
over.
deal? Listen, The Rock is putting out Jumanji that's making nearly $1 billion.
$1
Well,
bro.
he's trying to act. He's actually trying to act instead of say one word phrases
By the
and
way,
stuff like that.
Like, I
I
am
just
Groot.
watched
Yeah.
Rampage, and this might be
And it
the
wasn't even
greatest
whack.
comic
You saw
book
Rampage
movie since Silent Hill.
You said it might
Bro,
be
the
the greatest
greatest
what?
video
It's not
game
the
movie.
video game movie,
Get your
sorry.
shit together, Steve.
I'm sorry. The greatest video game movie since Silent Hill, and then before that, Mortal Kombat.
Oh, man.
Oh,
So,
my God.
yeah.
Focus, Steve.
I'm focused.
Focus.
Focus,
all right,
man.
All right. Let's keep it moving.
Do you need more training in the dojo?
I might need more. I'm getting the jazz. I'm jazzercising.
All right.
You need an extra cup of coffee, man. Some
So
espresso.
okay. My question to you is: do you go see the next Fast and Furious if The Rock is not in it?
I don't give a shit about the Fast and Furious. If The Rock is not in it, no.
All right. What about you, Mr. Wood?
I mean, especially since Paul Walker's not in it.
I've been checked out. I mean, but look, I do go see him begrudgingly because whatever.
I go see these. It's just
Nostalgia.
because y'all go see these movies. It's like, oh, y'all want to come. If I have nothing better to do, it's just like, fuck it. I'll go
And
see it.
That's why you host a movie show. All right.
I'm just saying, there's type of movies I like, but I don't particularly care for the Fast and Furious franchise.
All right.
But
Now-
I mean, I mess with The Rock.
No, it's gotten ridiculous. So
Yeah.
I could care less.
It got too cartoony for me when he was there jumping off the bridge
No,
onto
they're
the other
definitely
side, and
superheroes now.
yeah,
Like that's
shirt
that's,
don't even get a tear or even in a fire. He comes out of a fire
By the way,
with
but
his
this is what I'm
t-shirt
saying.
white.
In Rampage, The Rock started out with a white T-shirt, and it was
Yeah.
almost black by the time he was done. I feel like that was a meta.
That was a shot.
Yeah.
Shots fired.
All right.
But you can't discredit
I'm
a
not
billion.
afraid
Real
to
quick,
get my
you can't
hands dirty.
discredit it's a $1 billion franchise.
Very diverse cast.
Diverse cast. Black director. You know what I mean?
Well,
I don't know if he did
twice.
the last.
They had two black directors.
Okay.
F. Gary Gray and John Singleton.
Right.
The
So
second one.
you talking about Too Fast and Furious? We're
Yeah.
not talking about that.
Those are two
But
black
still,
directors.
you got to give props where props is due. So whatever.
All
More power
right.
to
Now,
But it's The Rock
Amazon
show, clearly.
Word.
is getting ready
Facts.
to spend all the money on their Lord of the Rings friend. They spent $250 million just to secure the rights, and now it's come out that
Bezos.
No. This, I mean, as Amazon, that'd be different. It's like Bezos owns Washington Post, but Amazon owns or it has the rights to Lord of the Rings, the Tolkien universe.
Okay.
But they said that they're committed to 5 seasons, and they have a budget of up to $1 billion with a B dollars. Now, if we're just doing
What?
simple math,
Right.
that works out to $200 million per season.
Yeah.
All right. So
That
now,
is
put in
double the
perspective,
top
yes.
budget of what Game of Thrones does. The final season of Game of Thrones and the last season we just saw were $100 million per season.
Yeah, I think that's a bad business decision.
Is that considered
I
the
feel
most
like make
expensive?
one season and see what it does. But I mean,
And
this
it's
is on.
Lord of the Rings though. You wouldn't
But
have no
still,
Lord of the Rings. without
Are you
no
fit?
Game
I
of
mean,
Thrones
I don't
without
know
Lord
if
of the
you
Rings.
have this Amazon shit, but it ain't like it's on Netflix, bro.
Let me explain. I don't know if you understand this. Everybody has Amazon Prime. Like you
I don't-
have Amazon Prime right now, and you don't even know that.
How?
All those Amazon Prime
That is
packages you
true.
see coming
You
here,
just don't watch it.
yeah, you don't use it, but you have it.
How?
Because if you pay for
How,
the free
Sway?
shipping from Amazon, you get Amazon Prime.
I don't pay for free shipping. I just get free shipping if I spend more than a certain amount.
See, you could be using my Amazon account.
But I'm saying
meta.
you have it. I don't have it.
All right,
It's there. It's somewhere.
we live together.
I'm just saying.
So you have it.
But I could use it if off of your shit. I could mooch off it, but I don't have it.
All right. What do you think, Mr. Woods? Double the budget of Game of Thrones
Is
at
Game
its
of,
highest
it-
season.
is Game of Thrones like the most expensive?
Yes.
It is.
Game of Thrones is the most expensive TV show ever produced. This
And
is
they're
gonna double
doubling
that.
this.
And again, you have to think about this. This is not Jeff Bezos' money. If it was his money, he's worth $100 billion.
Right.
That's like having $100 and spending $1. It's not a
$100
lot.
billion.
So what
He's the richest man in the
what
world,
is the
yes.
goal of this? Because right now this is streaming's race, right? Which Netflix is clearly out in front. I can't even
Right.
call this an arms race because Netflix is just beating all the competition,
Yeah.
and everybody's trying to catch up.
Except that Amazon got Oscars. Manchester by the Sea was an Amazon movie.
That's true, but we'll talk about Netflix in a second. Netflix still got that money though. They got that guap.
Yeah,
They
all
don't
that
have as
chicken.
much as Amazon.
But what is this gonna do? Or do they
Because
think
Amazon got that shipping shit.
And they
Netflix
own
is
Whole
just,
Foods.
yeah, exactly. Netflix is just Netflix.
Yeah, but do they think that with
and
Amazon
AWS.
having Tolkien's universe that people are gonna rush to watch.
Yes.
These episodes.
Let me explain.
If
Let me
that
put it to
first,
you this way.
listen, you can have a high budget. We've seen a la Justice League, and doesn't mean you're gonna get a great product.
Okay, let me put it to you.
They
this
got to
way.
get a lot of the smart people, the right people, the visionary people.
All I'm saying is people don't say Amazon and chill.
All right. Here's the
Facts.
thing. Okay,
Facts.
you guys are just not on. I get you on your Netflix high, but
This is not
Yo,
about a Netflix.
The majority,
oh.
this is just majority of black people have Netflix. I don't know about everybody else,
Okay,
but majority
I
of
don't
black
even
people
know
have
where that
Netflix.
stat comes from.
Yo,
But
because the term Netflix and chill came from black people. That's why.
fantastic. But what I'm saying is,
I'm not even saying that. I'm just saying
okay.
from
Everybody,
another angle.
listen. to what I'm
Everybody I
saying.
know got Netflix. Everybody I know don't have Amazon.
Okay.
Everybody
There
I
have
know
been
has Netflix.
6 Lord of the Rings movies. Each one of them made $1 billion.
Right.
That don't
So-
have shit to do with people getting Amazon
Okay.
to go watch that shit there.
Again, everyone already has Amazon Prime.
Right. They're just
Now-
trying to get your eyeballs glued to stay on Amazon.
Now,
Well,
they
Amazon
are
Video.
also having Peter Jackson, the director of all 6 of the.
That's not in set in stone. Go ahead.
They're talking to him to do it.
Right.
So with that kind of budget, do you mean to tell me they're not going to put the best people behind this thing? And
would
they're
hope.
already talking to the right people?
Okay.
So what is it going to do? Continue the story of
And
Frodo?
again,
So what happens if that $200 million for that first season is a flop and
Again,
nobody's watching,
one-
and it's critically acclaimed? Everybody's praising this thing and nobody's watching. What happens then?
Let me ask you a question. How many people watch House of Cards? Do you
Everybody
know?
watches House
Do you
of
know how
Cards.
many?
No, I don't know
Because
the number.
none of the streaming services release numbers. It doesn't matter.
But
how many
everybody's
people
watching
it. How
House
many
of
people
Cards.
watch Bright?
Nobody watched Bright.
Guess what? It was one of their highest
No.
viewed movies in all of Netflix.
Mad people watch Bright because mad people was clowning it.
So
That's how I know
again,
mad people watch it.
let's understand. We got. I understand we're used to Netflix, but understand Amazon has been winning Emmys left and right.
Right.
And they have also won Oscar, something Netflix hasn't done. So
Yet.
Amazon puts out quality work, and now they're putting.
So
their money
Amazon
where
puts
their
out
mouth are.
movies in theaters?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, that's why they're winning Oscars.
So, but this is what I'm saying. Let's not say that Amazon doesn't know how to make a good TV show.
Nobody said that. It's just
I'm
that.
just saying I'm not interested.
Is that gonna bring more people to the
That's
seats
not what they're doing.
to watch?
But
Lord
I
of the
think,
Rings.
I think it might.
What is the goal?
What is the
Okay,
what
let
is
me
the
put it to you
synopsis
this way.
of the show? Just the name Lord of the Rings? Is
Why-
it going to retell the story of everything? Or is it going to flesh it out more? Or is it new characters? Or is it
Lord of the
other?
Rings is fleshed out.
It's mad fleshed out. No, I mean
it
it
like
could
a
be
10-hour freaking movie, basically. Yeah. So I was just like, what are they telling me?
Plus
What
4
happened
books.
to Frodo?
No. This is like it's a different. It's not what we've seen in the movie. It's a different part
Right,
of the
right,
world.
right.
But the point is, I'm saying they're putting their money where their mouth is, and
You don't think $200 million for a season is like
I think
overkill?
they got it. I think the company is worth over $700 billion. This is a tax write-off for them.
Yeah, it probably is.
They don't like HBO doesn't make the kind of money that Amazon makes.
Well, it's not a tech company.
No, they're not.
Right.
And Netflix doesn't make the kind of money that Amazon makes. So this is nothing,
Right.
right? How many? I don't think people understand how powerful. So for a TV show, it's a big deal. For them, it's a fart in the wind.
Right.
Is all I'm saying.
They're
So let's
sneezing at it.
okay. Let's go. Let's keep
Long
the
in the
party
tooth.
going. All right. What the f is happening with T.J. Miller?
Oh yeah, he's bugging out the Deadpool guy, right?
Yes.
He been bugged out.
No,
been
but
nuts, though.
so
He's
I
on
mean,
drugs. He's getting drunk.
He's no longer on
Not on Silicon Valley.
You know what I'm saying? And
Beating up his
now,
girlfriend.
Bomb
allegedly.
threats.
yeah,
Because
threats on the train.
he was just arrested for making a bomb threat. They say he got into an argument with somebody, and then
he throws shade at his coworkers, and just gets out of there. Says, "Oh, I don't need to be on that show anyway. The best thing about that show is me, getting away from it. That's the only way it's even
Okay.
better." Talking about the
So-
show sucks and all this other stuff. It's gotten crappy.
what do we think?
He's a clown.
What's do we need any more T.J. Miller?
Does he need any more T.J. Miller? You know he has a sexual allegation against him as well, right?
That's how you coming at the man.
He did it to himself.
I think he needs counseling.
Yeah,
He might
man.
wanna sit-
He might be spiraling out of
Yeah,
control.
he needs to take a year off and go to rehab and say.
No, I think
he found Jesus.
He enjoys right where he's at. He talks about that in his comedy. He's comfortable being, drunk and
also
a little loose magoose at the mouth.
I think the
doing
thing to
drugs,
understand that now that we live in this world of like you're always like on the internet and there's always someone to like be there to sort of like notice the things you do. I think this is all people and he's just being himself instead of putting on a front for, I don't want to say the PC police, but just for the world.
But this has always been him.
But that's what I'm saying. I'm
This
saying
has
he's not
always been
changing.
him.
So maybe if that's who you are, just be that guy.
Yeah, but if studios and so forth always do that, where they kind of they can throw some dirt on an actor if they don't if they're not working with them or if they have some problems with them. But it's been said that he is tough to work with. Everybody who's worked with him in the past has given him shots and opportunities and said he's just really tough to work with.
I think he's bipolar. Like, I really think he's bipolar. I think I heard something to that effect.
Right.
He has problems.
So that's what all I'm saying is that it might be self-destructive.
Right?
It's one thing where...
No, I mean, because I've known people who are bipolar. It's just like they can't control the dumb shit that they do, man. Some people just have, like, mental problems.
But I mean that it's one thing to say with what you're saying, Steve, that like, look, this is just who he is and he's not trying to clean anything up for the PC police. And it's another thing when you're just self-destructive. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And so he's bankable. People want to hire him. People want to give him money. And he's like messing up his own career. He's destroying himself. He's self-destructive.
Yeah, because at some point it becomes a business decision. All right, well.
So, whatever.
TJ, get your shit together. All right.
Basically.
Moving on. Infinity War.
Dun, dun, dun.
So
I'm talking about, bro.
So apparently Fandango has just come out.
10 more days. Are you ready?
10 more days.
Do you feel the excitement? Are you ready, Abby?
In
10 more days?
10 more days.
10 days. I don't know if I can handle that. I don't know if my body is ready for that. Now,
Yikes,
now
I just got the goosebumps.
Yeah, Fandango has come out and said that Infinity War has sold more pre-sale tickets
10 days.
than the past 7 MCU movies combined. That is including Black Panther, folks. That is including Ragnarok.
Combined.
That is including Spider-Man.
Combined.
That is combined. That is including Civil War.
Combined.
Including Doctor Strange. All the way back to Doctor Strange.
Yikes.
Combined. So now the record holder is The Force Awakens at 245.
Okay.
The number 2 highest opening weekend is The Last Jedi at 220. Number 3
that's what I'm talking about.
is Jurassic World at 215. Number 4 is the first Avengers at 207. And number 5 is Black Panther at 202. Now it's looking like Infinity War can knock all that out the park. And it's a lot of Star Wars guys saying there's no way that Infinity War is can beat The Force Awakens. Force Awakens did $2 billion.
You're not talking about pre-sale numbers. You're talking about weekend overall weekend because
it becomes hard just because of like physics.
And let me explain to you some shit.
If the movie is
opening,
2 hours.
Yeah.
The movie is 2 hours and 45 minutes. That means
less showtimes.
Exactly.
Okay.
And how many shows are they going to be versus what's out? And The Force Awakens came back after a 10-year hiatus. Everybody just saw Black Panther, so there's no like big longing of it's back. But then we do have the 10-year Thanos thing.
It's Infinity War, bruh.
I know. I'm just saying, don't
highest
disrespect Star
view
Wars.
trailer of all time.
No, you're disrespecting Star Wars.
Of all time.
I mean, everything's the highest view trailer of all time because we're tracking those things now, right? Like
Black Panther wasn't.
Was it?
It wasn't the highest. Like the views was not even close of what Infinity War had.
Okay.
Yo, listen, man. Infinity War is opening up everywhere at the same time. So
yeah, but we're not
these
counting
numbers,
international numbers. We're talking about North American
just
numbers.
domestic.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
245.
It might get number
I mean,
three.
like I was saying, the opening weekend don't mean shit because look at not Rampage, freaking this shit, Jumanji.
Jumanji started at 36
It doesn't
million
mean
and
nothing.
Made its way up to 900.
Almost $1 billion, so it means nothing.
But that was
Opening weekend doesn't
international
shit.
though, right?
International, yeah.
All over, yeah.
But it still ended up doing 400 million, like in the States.
Yeah.
So
Yo,
But
Infinity
a lot of
War is
movies-
trying to
like,
come
It
back
don't
to
even
Star
matter what a
Wars.
movie does in the States because I hate all this. Oh, what it did in the States. Only thing matters is the whole number because it could have
Well-
made $1 in the States, but if it made $1 billion worldwide, it doesn't matter what it made in the
Speaking
States.
of that, Ready Player One is getting ready to hit 500 million because of those international numbers. But
Yeah.
we ain't talking about that.
People act
The
like
point
American
is-
I
numbers
can't
is
see
more important.
Infinity War beating Star Wars Force Awakens.
Opening weekend. Can you see it topping $2 billion? Black Panther only did 1.3. Hey, Lydia, what's happening?
Hey, and opening weekend?
Opening weekend.
No.
$2 billion opening weekend?
Sorry.
And its total run.
The total run, $2 billion. Black Panther
Yes.
only did 1.3 billion.
Let me
And
explain to you something.
The highest Avengers movie, which the highest MCU movie is 1.5.
We're talking about
'Cause I don't
domestic
know
and international, right?
Yes.
In
when it's all
terms of
said and done.
because they only the film run is, but in terms of merch and all that other shit that ties into that shit,
Oh, of course.
it's making a killing. It's making
Yeah.
maybe $5 billion.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's
It's
not what
I
I'm
feel
crazy.
like
about.
your number's too low.
That's too
For
low. I'm
$5
just saying
I
whatever.
feel like your numbers
I'm
Don't
just lowballing
disrespect
it.
Star Wars,
I'm
Bosco,
$5
lowballing
billion.
But I'm just saying, in terms of when you see the stuff that's out there for this Infinity War shit, and there's all the stuff that's
Insane.
coming for like the 10-year anniversary shit to line it all up for collectors, it's crazy the amount of shit. It's crazy.
All right.
Before we move on,
Opening
it is
weekend
something that you
predictions I need from everybody.
right, because you said it's 2 hours and 45 minutes. That is going to cut into
The opening weekend numbers, yeah.
those numbers.
Yeah.
Because I could see 2
Because the
billion.
Force
but
Awakens was only 220 or something like that. So you got to figure
3
that
hours. Because they got to clean
Marvel
up
gonna be like, yo,
clean up the theater
All
and
them other
everything else.
theaters, check all them other movies out. We pay you for that. Just
Now we pay
show
you
Infinity
if
War.
you don't put it on all the screens.
Yeah.
You can't have it.
That's it.
But this is the power of when Disney gets so large, and this is why some people are worried about the Fox thing making them even bigger.
All right, so opening weekend.
Because I really think
numbers?
even Black Panther, if they could show it on more theaters than they in more like screens than they did, it'd make more money. Because how many people had to wait to see it? You know what I'm saying? Because it was sold out for how
Yeah,
damn
and
long.
that's the thing. But this is what I'm saying.
Which
That
is
when
crazy.
when any company, but in this case Disney, is that powerful, they were telling, and they're doing this with Infinity War. It's like,
Right.
yo, I need it on all your screens.
Right.
Which means other movies who's trying to make money,
Are getting
they can't
pushed
even
out.
Man,
get played.
fuck them movies. I don't want to see them movies.
That's how it happens. Okay.
Wait, is
Do you
Annihilation
see the
still in
merch?
theaters?
Does it
No,
look like
not
I
at all.
care
But
about
that's-
anything
no, but
besides the
Netflix
Marvel
bought
shit?
that. It wasn't gonna be. It wasn't gonna be in there long anyway. But the thing is this. We could say it's messed up all they want. What if you couldn't get a seat for Infinity War?
Oh, I'm breaking everything.
Exactly.
No, fuck them other movies. I'd be like, yo, cancel that shit. Who the fuck?
Somebody's
cancel
getting
Christmas?
their neck
Who
snapped
the
on
fuck
opening
cancel
night.
Christmas, son? Yo, take that shit out.
All
Whatever
them
you
other
showing over
movies
here,
is basically named
Mary
Nino.
Poppins or whatever you shit. Take that, get it the fuck out. Put it in this theater right now.
You know you're talking to like the ushers
Because that has
and
happened.
you're punching somebody in the face if you.
That
don't get
has
a ticket.
happened before. Like where I was in a theater for whatever like comic book movie, and then the screen wasn't working or whatever. So it's just like, okay, this movie they ain't nobody bought tickets for. We're gonna set that shit up and take that shit the fuck out of here, and then we're gonna show it in here.
Like
so
I
if they
said,
can do that at last minute, fuck all them other movies.
Those other
Pardon my
movies
French.
might as well be called Nino.
Yeah.
What's the numbers? We gotta go
Okay,
around so we can move
Okay,
on.
we need numbers. So remember, Force Awakens is 245. The Last Jedi
245 million
that's
opening.
the highest opening weekend of all time ever.
Okay.
The number 2 slot is The Last Jedi at 220.
220.
Number 3 spot is Jurassic World at 215. Number 4 spot is The First Avengers at 207. Number 5 spot is Black Panther at 202. And what the sad part about all of this is that no matter where Infinity War ends up, Black Panther's getting kicked out of the top 5.
Yeah.
So this is domestic, right?
Domestic 3-day
Force
opening
Awakens
weekend.
was 245.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter about top 5 of opening weekend because Black Panther is top 3 ever of grossing. Ever.
Fantastic. Now, we got to move on, but I need your prediction. Infinity War opening weekend.
242.
242. Mr. Johnson.
Opening weekend?
Opening weekend.
$300 million.
God damn.
Oh, listen, don't
God
discount it.
damn.
All right, I'm gonna jump in here,
Oof.
and I think it's gonna do
300 million.
252.
252 opening
So we
weekend.
got 300 million, 252, and
242.
242.
Nah, I'm gonna
So,
say like 260.
260.
Nah, stay with that 3.
Stay with
3?
that.
Keep
Yeah.
that same energy.
Keep that
Keep that
same
same
energy.
energy. Because that's kind of like, because you say logistically because of how many things they could theaters they could show it in.
Right.
Out.
So it might not be possible, but I think it's gonna make all the monies.
Stay with your 300.
Yeah.
I'm staying
So
with
you could be the
242.
Oracle.
Yeah, because I lowballed Black Panther.
Yeah. All right. So
'Cause I
300
thought
million.
niggas-
That's your
motherfuckers
final
was
offer. And we got to
racist
move
party.
on.
Go low ball.
Courtney says 300.
Yeah.
All
Okay.
Court, what up?
Okay, I got
All
a
right,
co-signer.
let's go.
Okay,
Let's
we're
go.
keeping that energy, Courtney.
Black actors. Okay. Gyllenhaal,
Ball bet.
Jake Gyllenhaal. The big thing was
Oh,
that
this
he
is a
was
quick
gonna
one.
play Batman in the new I can't remember his name, but he did Planet of the Apes, the new Batman trilogy, and he says I'm not doing that shit.
What?
So
Did he
where
say
do we
for sure,
stand?
conclusively? I think
Jake Gyllenhaal said himself, "I'm not playing Batman."
Yeah, but it was a casual
it
conversation.
was a casual conversation. He was saying it in kind of a joking manner.
Yeah, he said it was
So,
mad
because
calm.
still, the ink ain't dry, and we're not sure what Ben Affleck wants to do with it yet.
There
Because
you
Ben
go.
Affleck didn't 100% say he's not doing it anymore.
There you
so
go.
you don't want to
This
be
man knows.
disrespectful to Ben Affleck
There
and
you
just
go.
say that. So he's just there like, okay, I'm going to just say this until I know what's what.
Exactly.
Yeah,
There's
or-
still
we
a
don't
lot
know
of
what.
moving parts.
It's still a possibility is what I'm saying.
Exactly.
Or
this man
Jake
knows what he's talking
Gyllenhaal is a
about.
man who cares about his career, and he saw Justice League and Aquaman, and was like, "Yeah."
I don't want
Or
that
he saw that what's Shazam suit, and he was like, "Nah, I'm good. I don't want no parts of any of that."
Yeah, but
He
it
walked
depends
away
on what
to the
that check
bushes.
is, though.
Nah,
Because
I
if
don't-
I'm signing off for one, if it's a trilogy, that's different. Because a trilogy is a
no,
trilogy.
he'd be signing a 6-picture deal. 'cause they be
Gyllenhaal is
putting
trying to
him
save
with-
his career in some form. or
No,
fashion?
not save his career. His career is great, but he has
Uh.
turned down a lot of big budget movies to do like more meaty roles. He's trying to get his Oscar.
Oh, he's still.
Think
he
about
didn't
his
get it
career.
in by in that. No, that was Gosling. All right, whatever.
All right,
Who cares?
let's move on.
Yep.
No, but Gyllenhaal's an amazing actor.
Okay, cool.
All I'm saying is it's 50-50. What was that movie he was in where the rabbit and shit like that?
Oh,
The first movie he was in, I think.
Donnie Darko.
There you go.
Oh, yeah.
A
Classic.
lot of that. They
Classic.
borrowed a lot,
That
from
is a
that, a lot
classic.
from The Matrix for that.
That is a classic.
All right.
And Wolford was kind of,
And it too has some casting news. They have officially locked down Jessica Chastain, and they are
Who cares?
currently
I don't even know
in
who that is.
talks.
You know Jessica Chastian.
Zero Dark 30, man. Cut it out. They are in
What?
talks. Molly's game.
Molly's game.
What?
All right, forget it. I'm done with you. You're
I
dead
ain't
to
seen
me.
none of
Forget
that
it.
stuff.
They're in talks with Bill Hader and James McAvoy.
See, I know who they
to
are.
join the cast from
Bill
SNL
Hader's from SNL
and
and
X-Men.
And X-Men. I know those.
So Hader's gonna be the what was the young kid who had the asthma or
Yeah.
No, the kid whose brother got killed by it.
No. Who's
No.
no.
I see
That's
Hader
gonna
as
be
being
McAvoy, the stutterer.
Yes. That's
No, McAvoy is gonna play the kid from Stranger Things. What you call it? Finn Wolfhard.
Finn Wolfhard. That's who. No, is Finn Wolfhard the one that was
Oh, you're right. I mixed it. I was thinking Finn Wolfhard was the lead because I was thinking Stranger Things.
Also,
Dude,
Hader's gonna.
Get your shit together, bro.
First of all, you don't know who Jessica Chastain is.
It doesn't
so
matter.
Wait,
I
hold
don't
on.
know because I didn't
So
see neither one of those movies.
Hader's not gonna be Finn.
I guess not. Even though it seems like he should be.
That's
Finn.
who I see.
No, because if you look at them, James McAvoy looks like Finn Wolfhard. And,
I don't
hard.
see that
I don't
at
see
all. All right.
Apparently,
So-
you didn't watch the thing that you showed me
All right. Do we like
because I looked at it, and yes, he does.
Yeah, it works.
these characters, these adult actors?
I
work for
really
you?
see Bill Hader as Finn, but
Just personality wise, but Bill Hader's been doing some.
Go
dramatic
watch the thing
acting.
that you sent me,
All
and
right.
both of them look exactly like the characters they're gonna play.
Are you
they're
okay
talking
with
about.
all of this, even though you don't know?
That
who
it's a
Jessica
rumor.
Chastain is?
It's a rumor that these other two, if these two
But
are
will
in
you
it,
allow it?
I will allow it. I would really like to see, because they also said the character that Bill Hader's gonna play, they're trying to get him to play, that could also go to what's his name, Andy Samberg, and I was like, I could see that too.
I don't want that.
Don't discredit Andy.
you don't want
Samberg.
Andy Samberg anywhere near this.
I don't want him anywhere near this. Okay.
Andy Samberg is funny though.
He is funny.
He has funny moments.
It's my dick in a box.
Yo, come on.
Man,
Look,
don't disrespect Dick in a Box, bro. That's classic.
I can't say that much about Long Island.
All right, let's keep it moving.
Even that movie where he was like Hot Rod or whatever it was called, that shit was funny to me.
All right, well,
Hot Fuzz, I think it was.
Something.
On a more serious note, Stan Lee.
Man, Stan Lee is to be protected at all costs. Leave Stan Lee the hell alone.
So apparently, some news came out that Stan Lee has been the victim of elder abuse.
It's a lie.
Which goes on more often than you would think.
And they're saying it's at the hands of his caretakers and his daughter.
But it's a lie.
But then Stan Lee had to come out and put out a statement himself, and deny those accusations.
Really?
But they're also, the person recording him saying that was the person who was accused of...
who's his friend.
Really?
Yeah, so
I
don't know what's what.
I know exactly what's what, because the fact that Stan Lee sounded completely like he had his wits about him, don't tell me that he's being abused, because he would have said it. And it's still, at the end of the day, he's worth so much money that he could get that shit fixed in an instant.
But
if he had no reason to lie,
legal documents. You know what I'm saying?
He has no reason to lie and protect people if they were abusing him, unless he has some deep, dark secret that they gonna expose him about, that he would try to protect them if he was being abused. Respect.
Yeah, from his fans and his loyal followers and stuff like that, but you don't know the inside. Again, as I said, I'm not disagreeing with you, but you don't know the personal inside in terms of the family structure.
I'm going in terms of from his mouth, because if just hearing the story before I heard from him,
right,
then I was just like, oh, that's fucked up. He's like 90-something years old. It's possible. But hearing it from his mouth, that reassured me. And then even when the guy was just like, oh, you want to talk about this? And he was like, to hell with that. It's just they're like, okay.
That Stanley had said that?
He said that, to hell with that. That he's still,
Oh, shit. Breaking news.
He got his stuff together.
Breaking news, folks.
Breaking news.
And this is
it better not be Stanley dead.
To bring this to us, R.I.P. Harry Anderson, the judge from Night Court.
Oh, he passed away.
At 65.
The dude from It, the original movie.
Yeah.
R.I.P., man. That is breaking news. Shout out to Court. Did not know that. Yeah, that sucks. And we're old enough to all know and enjoy
If you don't
Night
know
Court.
if you don't know what Night Court is, F you.
Night Court.
For those who know, that's
all
the
of
theme
our
song.
ages.
All right. Let's keep the party rolling.
But R.I.P. man, I used to watch that show. I used to love that show.
Stan Lee is
leave Stan Lee alone, man.
Yes, whatever is going on, our hearts out there with you. And Kevin Smith was caught up in this too, because he offered, and thanks for Jay for watching. Kevin Smith made the offer for Stan Lee to come live with him.
Look, I as I said, we're gonna move on. And to me, just personally, I don't know, because I was listening to what LeVar was saying, but elder abuse happens, and I can't stress it enough. In our society, Americans and so forth, we don't give this, not us individually, but as a whole, as a nucleus, we don't give the same credence, and we don't have that reverence towards our elders as others in
other cultures.
In other cultures, yeah. And
not this family, right?
We kind of push them to the side.
Not this family.
I'm not saying y'all. I'm just saying that we think of them as senile. We don't got time. They're bothering us. Go away. As long as you're alive, but just go in the corner. And so when you involve money, people do take abuse, and people do take advantage of those type of things. So I don't know the situation fully, but it is possible and plausible. And I wouldn't be surprised.
And people do funny stuff, even family members. When
a lot. I don't even want to put.
You see how people get around tax time. Imagine when it's like tens or hundreds of millions of dollars.
Yo, like Biggie said, your moms have set that ass up, properly gassed up. Hoodie
Right.
them masked up for that fast buck. Laying in the bushes to light that ass up.
All right, let's keep it going
There you
to the focal point. Because we have to get out of here, folks.
Yeah.
It is after 9:30.
I was thinking we gotta wrap this up
Oh,
in like 5
wow.
minutes. Like in 5 minutes.
Who knew?
So apparently, Netflix and the Cannes Film Festival have had a bad
See how we get through
breakup.
this quickly.
Yeah, it's because of Steven Spielberg and the rest of the film
Well,
Illuminati.
it's now that and Christopher Nolan.
Yeah.
Don't.
I
you
said
got
the
dirt
rest
on
of the
him
film
too.
Illuminati. It's
But
all
just
of
make
them,
sure
yeah.
you say his name, because a lot of these young boys is all they think they're
That it's all the old
cinephiles
heads?
because they know about Christopher Nolan. But anyways, so
Sycophants.
apparently Cannes has said that they are no longer considering any Netflix films for awards.
Yeah.
And Netflix, in reply, has
Pulled
said,
out of there.
"Screw you guys! I'm taking my ball
He said,
and going home."
Yo,
He
he
really
said in
did.
Carmen voice, like, "Screw you guys, I'm getting home."
And
That's a good
here's
voice.
here's the problem.
Yeah, that was a good impression,
Here's
man.
the issue
good
with all of
impression,
that is that the reason people bring their films as independent filmmakers to
Because
the
they're trying to
Cannes
get it bought.
Exactly, they're trying to get distribution,
And Netflix has billions of dollars. Billions.
So Netflix actually provides an avenue for people to get funding or distribution for their films. Even if it's straight to Netflix,
man.
they can actually turn a profit and not lose money and continue to make more films.
Good times.
Right? And everybody goes there and there's these bidding wars at the festival. So with Netflix, the big player, spending all the money,
Oh,
they're like,
hog
it's
mugs.
SB.
All the pig feet.
Oh, Aiden, what
Yeah.
up?
Hey. What up, Aiden?
But continue what you're saying.
With
Netflix spending all this money. This is like, oh, F us, then it's F y'all. We
Got
out.
some people watching on this local time.
Yeah, man, Aiden, you missed everything. Don't worry.
But you can watch it as soon as it's uploaded. Yeah. You can go back retroactively.
Oh, and everybody, just take a chance if you're watching this. Do us all a favor. Just go ahead and like and share this on your page if you can, if it's not too much trouble.
Yeah, but get back
It
to your
helps us
point
out
because
a
you
lot.
got to get to your work.
Yes, but so is Netflix actually ruining theaters? The movie going experience, or does the theater industry need to get with the times? Are
They need to
being
get with the
open
times.
to-
They just shot themselves in the goddamn foot. Like, it's just like if Netflix is handing out money for content because they're buying, like, the big movie theaters do not buy every movie that's there. And if this is giving you a chance to get your movie picked up and seen by a wide audience and possibly maybe win an Emmy, not an Oscar, then you're shooting yourself in the foot. Like, these movies might never see the light of day now because Netflix is out of the equation. So that's stupid.
So you say, get your shit together.
Get your shit together. This is the way of the future. Like, the whole streaming thing is the way of the future. Streaming is the way everything goes. The music industry didn't get their shit together. That's why they had to. They lost how much billions of dollars to try to freaking backtrack and get their shit together now.
Right.
It's just like Blockbuster Video. They could have been Netflix before Netflix was Netflix, but they didn't want to get their shit together. That's just the way it is. Everything is digital. So get with the times.
Okay.
I get why they're mad and whatever, but eventually, even as much as they try to stop it, eventually that's what it's all going to be.
Okay, now, Mr. Woods, what do you think about this?
Just that this is the film's version of the Cold War, and so they're the old guard is fighting to hold on to power, and the new guard is making a push to destroy it all and say we're going to own it. So I think that
That's just the way of the world.
That is always the way of the world. Someone young is always coming for that top spot. So I don't know. I know that Netflix took has all that money. And the Cannes Film Festival is like, well, we don't need you guys, but they do need them. And that's the
They
problem.
super need them.
And
Okay.
so they are trying to, hold on to what was left.
Now, I want to ask you a question. You have had a theory that maybe, and you spoke to this earlier, right?
Oh, yeah.
Now,
I did
yes,
say, yeah, I said-
conspiracy theory that Steven Spielberg, and I'm just adding in Christopher Nolan because
Right.
they have had things to say about this.
Yeah.
Tell me where that's coming from. Why do you say that, sir?
So my reasoning for this conspiracy is just based upon the fact that it's publicized and known that Nolan and Spielberg and others, they don't have a problem. They don't have a problem with the streaming service.
They said they shouldn't be nominated for Oscars.
It's just that
this is the big leagues.
They're infringing on, I think, what the reasons why Spielberg, Nolan, and others had joined film to begin with, right?
Yeah.
And why they said that experience is something that you shouldn't just let go.
It's shared in an audience, you know what I mean? Laughing and crying with each other. Somebody yelling at the screen sometimes. You know what I mean? The big jump scares.
It shouldn't be just where we just watch on our
putting your stuff through the bottom of the popcorn
TV or something like that. Yeah.
You know what it should be, and what it's going to eventually be.
Yeah,
you know
right.
What it's going to eventually be.
That
you know, like how you got your. This is just sidetracking. But your VR thing where you could watch the movie theater, it's going to eventually be where you watch the movie theater and then everybody else can watch it who paid for it when it premieres, and then you'll see them there, and then everybody's there and having
like
a group
in
experience.
And
Oasis.
And what I think is that
that's what's coming.
And it's, I mean, we keep naming
Mark
just
my words.
Nolan and Spielberg, but they are individuals who can see the future better than most, and they understand that.
They know the writing's on the wall.
Yeah, and they understand that
this
you
Ready
can't
Player
just
One shit is
give
coming,
up,
bro.
You can't just give up all your rights to Netflix and think that they're going to just make this grand old, oh yeah, everything is fine. We're just watching streaming movies and blah, 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 and we're just changing things. No, because they want people to understand the importance of the theaters, the importance of the ushers, the importance of, you know, Hollywood and those big lots and everything, and how you film. You know, because remember, they were hesitant. Well, not so much Spielberg, but they were hesitant to use green screen. Remember, that was a big deal for a long time in Hollywood. And then they said they saw the benefits of it, but it still puts people out of business. So you want to adjust.
You mean digital?
No. Well, digital. No. I'm talking about just the whole green screen and mocap and everything else and stuff like that. They were hesitant with those
practical
things.
effects and shit like that.
Yeah.
I mean, everything goes. It's just the future. It's just like how people don't in
but
big
you have
budget,
to be
like
careful.
animated movies. Everything is computer generated now, as opposed to like hand drawn. It's just like you got to get with the times, man.
Okay, so I'll say this. I think guys like Spielberg and Nolan and guys of that ilk,
right?
They they understand, or they are in love with the reason they started making films in the first place.
Begin with, right?
But again, they make event films that people will see in the theater, and they don't want that to go away, because it's not just I made a thing for you to watch.
Because you made this shit for IMAX, you made it to be viewed a certain way.
But
you filmed it to be viewed a certain way.
I will say that the stuff at Cannes are not the kind of stuff that
Exactly.
Nolan and Spielberg make.
Right.
Right.
So why you mad, doggy?
A lot of
why
films.
You mad?
Well,
Look,
not at this stage of their career.
Yes, but we're just at a place now where, look, $50 million movies are a risk, right? So people will spend $10 million to make a movie or a horror movie and put that in the theaters. But the $50 million stuff, that has fallen to streaming because they are flush with cash, right? Like they can afford to spend that money, and a filmmaker can go and make a film and not worry about losing money, right? So, you know, we don't want those things to go away, right? But, you know, it's just happening.
These are power moves. And real quick, and before we move on, is that these are power moves that's going on, you know, behind the scenes for the things that we do see and we don't see. And you have to think that the same way we talked about how Disney is over there saying, like, yo, either you're going to play Infinity War or you're just not going to get the movie. Right. Netflix can now say, well, we have the money. Either you're going to let us in or you're just not going to get any type of backing. And, you know, then see how that works for you.
My thing is, it's just like,
don't show up.
If the acting performance is good enough to be, then it should just be considered. It doesn't
about
matter to me
awards.
where, because I don't go see, most of these movies that get nominated for Oscars, I see them on HBO or I see them on whatever shit it is, or cable or whatever, or when it comes to things, it's like, oh, this is, and I pay the $3 or whatever it is to watch it, because unless it's like a movie that's like shot for IMAX, I'm not gonna go for the theater experience.
Right, but this is beyond
so it's
the
just like
theater. So I understand what you're saying, but the problem with the theater, the Academy, is the kind of movies that get awards are not the big things that are filmed on IMAX.
Right.
Now, we're going to move on now, but I do want to say one last thing, which is Netflix's goal is to destroy the theater industry so they can own the avenue through which you watch your content.
You
the same way they wanted to destroy Blockbuster,
right.
They want to destroy the theater and the theater industry, and they want to own that.
And is that something we
and,
should
and,
champion?
Same way.
So
Amazon destroyed Toys R Us.
Yes, and this is why we fight. They want to fight that.
It don't matter because it always happens, bro.
Think of theaters as Toys R Us.
You ain't gonna be the young hot girl in school forever, bro.
I understand that.
It's always new freshmen, and they're gonna take over.
Listen to what I'm saying before we move on.
It should, but that's just what happens.
Okay, listen to what I'm saying. The same way we all took a moment when we were like a piece of our childhood was gone, that sense of joy that our kids or our grandkids will never have. That sense of Toys R Us.
Yeah.
Right? That is how Nolan and Spielberg feel about the theater. And Netflix is trying to take that away the same way Amazon took away Toys R Us from us. Not directly.
But why are they just blaming Netflix? Why not Amazon?
But it's
Amazon is out here winning Oscars.
That too. But Amazon is making things and putting them in the theater before they bring them home. Netflix doesn't really have an interest
because
in it. All right,
Amazon is playing the long game. They'll be doing that too.
Wrap it up, B.
All right, now on to the final portion of the show. This is gonna be a fun part. What would you do?
What would you do if your son was at home?
All right, so we are going to rank in honor of the Infinity War coming.
This is called a quickie, folks.
Yes, we're going to rank the top MCU trilogies. Right?
Oh, ski,
so remember, Guardians of the Galaxy can't be in here, and Infinity War can't. Avengers can't be in here because they haven't had their third movies yet. So this leaves us with the Iron Man trilogy, which is Iron Man 1, 2, and 3. This leaves us with the Captain America trilogy, which is the first Avenger, Winter Soldier, and Civil War. And this leaves us with Thor, Thor 2, and Thor Ragnarok.
The Dark World.
Or Thor the Dark World, and Thor Ragnarok.
Yep.
So,
which one's the best trilogy?
Best trilogy.
Simple. It's all unanimous. It's all unanimous. The best trilogy is Captain America.
Okay, the best trilogy is Captain America, but we're ranking them. So what is the next best trilogy? So who gets the number 2 and 3 slots?
I know who has my 2.
So who's first? We got to move quick.
Look, my 2.
It gotta be Iron Man is number 2 because he's the one who set this whole shit off. Even though I enjoy Thor Ragnarok better than Iron Man 2 and 3, because you got to give Robert Downey Jr. his respect, it has to go to him. Because Iron Man 1, even though you may not have liked how it ended or the villain or whatever, some people had a problem with that. I didn't really have a problem with it. But Iron Man 1, just the way they introduced him and the whole I am Iron Man thing, like, it was great. There was part 2 was part 3, but it has to be number 2 because, and then Thor. Because
Aiden, what the hell are you talking about? He says his order is Thor, Cap, and Iron Man.
He's just saying that because of Thor Ragnarok.
Yeah, he got the "What have you done for me lately" syndrome.
He has. Hey, that's his opinion. Right, that's his opinion.
Mr. Woods, what you go with? What's we know Captain America.
Captain America is 1.
What's 2?
Thor is 2, and Iron Man is 3. And it's quite simple because Thor, in terms of trying to tell that story. Right, there was an upward trajectory, which is unexpected because Thor in
Iron
itself
Man kept getting worse.
Is a character that I personally like. I personally like Thor, but I understand that just in terms of the dialogue, how he talks, how he acts, that's not going to resonate to so many people on screen, on screen as they're watching him. And so, in order to tell that story with the budget that they had, and then they tried to push it a little more, and Dark World was weird and stupid in some parts, but they tried to expand, and then to go knock it out the box, knock it out the park, rather.
Completely reinvigorate the franchise.
And Ragnarok, to have you... Right, to have you being shocked, like, oh, I knew Thor was strong, but I didn't know he was like that, because
he's still
you had
stronger than the Hulk.
You had to
Sparkles,
lead up,
bro. Sparkles.
Listen, man, we ain't talking about the Hulk right now, all right? Because we know about
smoldering fire.
We know about that trilogy,
Hulk, like
wherever that is.
Fire.
Listen, as we're wrapping this up, but to see Thor at that point, him flying around, him talking, the jokes you built to that. You got to that. It still felt fresh. It still felt good. And you're actually interested in another Thor film. It might not be another one, but you're interested in another Thor film. I'm good if I don't see another Iron Man film.
Okay.
Iron Man is just still going to be in everybody's film, though.
Iron Man is the
Oh,
man.
yeah, nah, he'll
He's
show
showing
his
up in
numbers up.
Spider-Man.
He'll
he's
pop
showing
up.
in wherever he's
Yeah,
showing
he'll
up.
pop up, but I'm good.
I am going to agree with LeVar on this one and say I go Captain America, Iron Man, and then Thor, but for a different reason. I say that we go Thor 3, Thor for number 3, and Iron Man for number 2, because we all know that Iron Man 2 is garbage, right? But I actually liked Iron Man 3.
Nope.
It was a Shane Black movie, and I think that Iron Man has one great movie, one good movie, and one bad movie, whereas Thor has one
A lot of
great
people
movie,
did not like it.
one all right movie, and one terrible movie.
So the first one is you're terrible. The first Thor is you're terrible.
The second one is terrible.
Dark World is terrible.
And because I rewatched Thor because I'm trying to build up to Infinity War.
Right.
Yeah.
It's actually, I mean, they still run out of the budget when they go to Ohio.
You completely
but
see it.
Also, Iron Man 2 introduced us to Black Widow.
Yeah. There was that scene, because I watched that scene on Instagram. I was just like, that was pretty cool when she was beating up Happy in the boxing
Thor
ring.
introduced us to Hawkeye.
Yeah.
I can't get with Iron Man 3.
So in my mind,
people were very mad at that Mandarin shit.
you basically Iron
And
Man
they saved it at the end by saying, "Oh no, that was somebody who was just playing."
Iron Man
like, get
2
out of here.
and Thor: The Dark World
everybody
cancel
was hyped
each
up
other
Mandarin.
out. So really, we're just comparing Thor 1 to Iron Man 3.
Yeah.
And in my mind,
Oh, you talking about in terms of like
yes.
who was weaker?
So look, we had the first Iron Man, great. Ragnarok, great. So both of those are amazing.
Right.
Thor: The Dark World, Iron Man 2,
Mediocre.
both hot garbage.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's just Iron Man 3 versus the first Thor, and I think Iron Man 3 wins. That's why I give it Iron Man in the number 2 spot. That's my.
And
logic.
I feel like, I'm sorry. I feel like the Avengers could work without Thor. It can't work without Tony Stark.
Yeah, but we're just ranking the
That's just
trilogy.
ranking it, but it's also that.
All right, folks, that's it. That's all we got.
Nah,
I think we're clear and concise today. Tell them where they can find you, good sir, Mr. Johnson.
The Dude Abides with a Z and a couple periods in between. And you can also find me on Facebook at LeVar Johnson. And you can find me up in your girl.
All right, Mr. Woods. Tell them where they can find you.
Yeah, he was. Oh man, I thought he was gonna not say that. Oh well. Why Woods Why Not on most social media platforms or whywoodswhynot.com. And
all right. And you can find me if you like to talk about politics. You can find me on Saturdays on the second page where we just talk about the latest Trump shenanigans. Or if you want to hear dads talk about dad stuff, you can catch me on the 36 Chambers of Fatherhood. That is a bi-weekly show, but it's also on iTunes, and we try to do a weekly thing there for the audio version. And obviously, you can also find us here on The Real, and check us out on YouTube, and check me out at Steve A.M. Johnson on your favorite social media network, as long as it's not Snapchat. All right, that is it, folks. It's been another fantastic episode.
Share, subscribe,
Hugs, not drugs.
All of that stuff, man. Support black businesses, bro.
And go to the YouTube channel and subscribe to that, and tell your friends to subscribe.
Tell a friend to tell a friend that it's them again.
We out of here, folks.
Later.
Deuces.